And I ask you, how much do you bench press, sir?
I don't even know.
What?
I tell you.
You don't bench? Hello, party people. I'm Perdita, and you are watching Mission Milano Cortina 2026. If you're as excited about the upcoming Winter Olympic and Paralympic Games as we are, my friends, you are in the right spot. We are going to bring you the juiciest storylines, the must-see moments, and of course, everything that Team Canada is doing and is about to do. We're gonna start though with the rundown. All the things that happened this weekend. I'm actually gonna ask my friend, Mackenzie Barwell, to run you through it. She's gonna bring you all the tea. Actually, not tea, because tea implies messy and drama, not that. But she's gonna give you all the things that happened this weekend. Here she is.
Thanks, Perdita. That's right, the Canadian athletes gave us plenty to catch up on, but don't worry, I've got you covered. First up, all the way in China's Secret Garden, freestyle skier Dylan Deschamps secured silver at the FIS Big Air World Cup competition. Now, this was his fourth medal of his career. The guy has been bagging podiums literally 50% of the time in Big Air. Crazy. On the women's side, at her first ever World Cup competition in Big Air, Naomi Ernest casually bagged a silver medal as well. She earned a podium finish with a switch right 10 on her second run, and I get the feeling this was just a glimpse of what she's capable of. Also worth noting, Eli Bouchard led qualifying but finished fourth behind what was a stacked podium. Still, he delivered some big air despite missing the medals, and need I remind us, this is the same guy who became the youngest person ever to do a double backflip on a snowboard. He was just 8 years old. The Ice Maples wrapped up their final World Tour stop in Dordrecht, the Netherlands, with 3 Crystal Globes. Montreal's William Danjanu clinched his second straight men's overall title after winning gold in the 1500 meter. That's back-to-back globes for him and for the Ice Maples, who secured the Team Crystal Globe for the second year in a row. They finished over 1,000 points clear of the competition. On the women's side, Courtney Sarot claimed her first ever Crystal Globe after winning gold in the 1,000 meter. She actually became the first Canadian woman to win the trophy since it first started being awarded at the end of the 2022-23 season. You love to see it. On the para side, in Dawson Creek, BC, the men's hockey team bodied China during the prelims for the 2025 Para Cup, winning 7-0. Captain Tyler McGregor scored a hat trick, while the rest of the team didn't allow China to get a single shot on net for the entirety of the second period. All right, that's all from me, but I hear we've got an update on the Canadian Olympic curling trials. Perdita, back to you.
Listen, that William Danjanu is one to watch, mark my words. Thank you, Mackenzie. All right, something else that happened this weekend. The curlers, Canadian curlers, they brought down the house. I know. I shouldn't have done it, but I did. I'm sorry. I won't do it again. But it is official. Team Holman, Team Jacobs, you're going to the Olympics.
There's not words to describe putting that maple leaf on your back at the Olympics. We feel like we can take on the world and with confidence. And, it's going to be an uphill battle there, just like it was this week. And we're going to be prepared for it.
I'm extremely glad this event is over and we won. I'm just so proud of my teammates for how they performed here this week. This was the one event that, circled on the calendar 4 years ago this team wanted to show up for and win. To come here and play our best and win is something special.
Is it just me or are curlers really chill? They're really cool. Must be the ice. I'd be running around with my hair on fire. Anyways, we have to break this down. So I called in some help. I brought in a curling analyst to the stars. Okay, he's part of our broadcast team here for CBC Olympics. He's also one half of the podcast duo Broom Brothers, and a man, get this, who had the audacity to ask world-class curlers how much they bench. John Cullen, welcome to the show. Our very first guest, by the way. Good to have you.
Wow, thank you, Perdita. Quite an honor. Thrilled to be here. And yes, I did get bench pressed by a Scottish curler, and it was very exhilarating, I have to say.
He didn't drop you, I see. Okay, let's get to the action here. The results over this weekend, were they what we expected? Were there any surprises? What's your take?
Certainly on the women's side, not a surprise. Rachel Homan has been the world #1 with a bullet over the last couple of years. They're the 2-time defending world champion. They're over 100 ranking points ahead of second on the World Curling Tour rankings. And when you break it down in Canada, they're way ahead of their next closest competition. So Rachel Homan was not a surprise. Brad Jacobs, not a surprise either. #3 in the world coming into this event. I think a lot of us had Jacobs and done, stone pegged as the two final teams. But there was a sense in this men's field that there were 4 or 5 teams that legitimately could have won it, and it was just going to be up to who was playing the best last week. And there's no doubt that Team Jacobs was playing the best over the week, and yeah, they brought it home.
Maybe that's why they were all so chill. Let's talk about the new qualification format. Used to be one and done. Now it's the best of 3. Do we love it? Do we hate it? John, what say you?
I think we love it. I think we love it. I think the curlers loved it. I think really it was put in place as sort of a protection, right? Because what's the job of the trials? The job of the trials is to qualify the best team for Canada for the Olympics, right? Curling is one of the sports we expect to medal in, and a good way to medal in a sport is to send your best team. And so, yeah, as you said, previous trials, the final was 1 game, winner take all. And in a 1 game situation, you could have a bad game. The ice conditions could be weird. You know, anything could happen, and then maybe you send a fluke winner. And honestly, that is kind of what happened in game 1 of the women's final between Rachel Homan and Christina Black. The ice was a little bit sketchy. Christina Black had a shot for the win. And again, we talked about Rachel being number 1 in the world. Christina Black right now is ranked number 23, I believe. So it's not like they're bad, but we wanted to send Rachel Homan. And so, you know, Rachel Homan did end up winning that game, but there was a world where Christina Black won that game. And if that was the 1 game final, then we maybe would have been sending not our best representatives. So yeah, it seems like talking to the curlers, talking to everybody in Halifax this week, they really liked the switch to the best 2 of 3. And I feel like it's most likely in 2029 we'll see that format return.
Oh, I'm going to get a t-shirt that says, watch out for sketchy ice. The ice was sketchy. I love that. Who knew? Who knew the ice could be sketchy, but it can. I want to show you a clip of what Brad Jacobs said. And on the other end, I'm going to get your take on his what he said, actually. So let's roll that tape.
I was reflecting this week once we made the final, and I can't believe skipping is very hard. Skipping is very hard. You know, you look at guys and gals that do it for 10, 15, 20 years at a high level, and it's a very difficult task. I can't believe that I've been able to, you know, be on teams and be blessed with the teammates that I've been blessed with to win such a huge event now twice and go back to the Olympics. It's mind-blowing to me.
John, 15 to 20 years of skipping. I skip at the gym for 1 minute straight and I'm out of breath. Okay, bad joke. But the point is, 20 years, the longevity. What do you make of Brad and Rachel and how long they've been at it?
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. I do want to say your curling jokes are dialed. So for me being your first guest, you are locked in, which I love. That is fantastic. But yeah, it is. It's a lot, and especially for both Brad and Rachel, they've had a ton of success. I mean, Brad went to his first Olympics 12 years ago. He won his first Brier 13 years ago almost. Rachel's been to the World Juniors, you know, back in 2008, 2009. So yeah, it is a tough position. I think as a lead, as a guy who was doing a lot of the sweeping, I was always like, oh, skipping's easy. They just get to stand there. They don't have to do all this physical stuff that I have to do, you know, but it is very mentally draining. And I think part of what Brad's referencing there is after the last quadrennial in 2022, he took a year off and he specifically said, I think I'm done with skipping. It's just like the mental load of, you know, going to all of these events and having to be the guy has got to me. And he actually played third for a couple years when he came back in this quad. Then when they put this team together, they said, look, Brad, I almost said Cups. That's his nickname. We might as well get used to it because he's going to the Olympics. Cups. They said, Cups, come over here. You got to be the skip. We need you. You're one of the best skips in the country. And he said, fine, I'll do it. But yeah, I think he's one of the first skips to kind of come out and say, you know what, this is really hard what I've been doing all these years.
I want to look ahead a little bit to this men's tournament, this women's tournament at the Olympics. I think you just answered part of it, right? The expectation, is it gold for both of them? Is that what's possible?
I would say in the past, that has definitely been the expectation. You know, the curling first came into the Olympics in 1998. Those first 3 or 4 Olympics, absolutely it was. Doesn't really matter who has the Canadian flag on their back. The expectation is that they win gold. I think that's changed now, and I think most curlers and curling analysts would tell you that. The world has caught up, as it were. You know, traditionally non-curling powers have now had almost 30 years, since 1998, to develop a curling program. And now we see countries like Japan and South Korea and China developing really good curlers. And so is the expectation gold? I wouldn't say yes to that. I mean, obviously, both Canadian teams will be a favorite. Rachel Homan in particular, I think, will be a betting favorite on the women's side. But the expectation, I would still say, for both teams is to medal. I think that's kind of where we're at with curling in Canada now. We still are the biggest and best country at curling. But I think with where the other teams in the world have gotten to, I think Canadian fans, Canadian Olympic fans, should be excited about a medal. The expectation is not necessarily gold, but they both would have a chance to win it in Milano Cortina for sure.
John, I love how frank and just honest you are, right? Like, you're not even the homer, you just say it plain. Because I think some people would have taken that answer and be like, go, Canada, gotta go. You're like, no, they don't pay me enough to say that.
We got to do this for the fans, Perdita.
Right.
I got to be honest for the Canadian fans out there.
Right.
Because I feel bad for the curlers sometimes too, because they're the ones who bear the brunt of, we didn't win gold, the house is burning down. And it's like, no, there's lots of really good curling teams in the world. It's okay.
That's right. The landscape has changed a little bit. Switching gears just a little bit, the Canadian sporting landscape changed. We lost a legend in Colleen Jones, titan in the world of curling, and of course, a beloved member of our CBC family. How do you remember her and her legacy, John?
Yeah, I mean, I think that is a great way of putting it. She felt like all of our friends. I didn't know her super well. I've only gotten to know her over the last couple of years. And she was really, as everyone is saying, obviously when someone passes, everyone rushes to say nice things, but in Colleen's case, I think they're all true. She was a legend of the sport, an extremely nice person, and just a joy to be around. And I think, the CBC community has felt that as well with her, long-standing role at CBC as well. And, I think it was very fitting, not that you ever want someone passing to have like a fitting timing, but the fact that she passed during the trials in her hometown of Halifax. She loved curling, she loves Nova Scotia, was very, very proud to be a Nova Scotia athlete, was just elected into the Nova Scotia Sports Hall of Fame not that long ago. And so there was just something that was really beautiful about the curling world being able to pay tribute to her in real time almost, because sometimes if it had happened in the summer, for example, we come back in September, we pay tribute to her, but it's not quite the same. And so I think it was really, really lovely that she got that moment of being recognized during the Olympic trials in her hometown, and is really someone that the sport will remember forever. I mean, 6 Scotties championships, couple world titles. She's a name that we'll be talking about for years and years. And as I say, the person was even better than the curler, and we're going to miss her a great deal.
I agree with you there. It was so beautiful to see the community rally around her 2 sons and her husband, in her hometown. It was beautiful to see. Before I let you go, it is only right, John Cullen, that I ask you, how much do you bench press, sir?
I don't even know.
What?
I can tell you.
You don't bench?
I don't bench. I'm 40 now. I'm retired from the benching game. Can't be that good. I'll tell you this: the Scottish curler Blair Haswell that benched me, I would need at least a year of training before I could bench him.
We're going to get your bench up before the Olympics start in February. We're going to get your bench up. And if you ever need to add broom brothers and a broom sister, call me. I'm here. I'm just saying. Good to have you,
we would love
John.
it. We would love to have you anytime. Thanks, Perdita.
Thank you. Call me. Now we bring you the sauce of the week. You're like, P, what is that? I'm so glad you asked. It's basically the sauciest, juiciest moments, courtesy of a Team Canada athlete. This week is Dylan Deschamps. Take a look at this. Him at the Big Air World Cup. Oh my goodness. He's hoping that he does what he wants to do. And actually, I think he's gonna do it. He's taking off into a left trip bio 1620 safety. I do not know what that means, but he lands it, boom. Deschamps landed smoothly. He goes for his second run of the day after this. Now, I don't know what any of that means. I don't know what you call it, but according to what it says on the card, a bio flip is pretty much when a skier flips off their central axis to the point where they're basically sideways. Couldn't they just call it a side flip? Like, look at it. Boom! Side flippy. Oh my goodness. I hope he took his Gravol because I'd be seasick. Anyways, he got silver. I think they were being rude. Silver for that. Please give this man a gold and a platinum medal. That's what he deserves. Good job, Dylan Deschamps. Bravo to you. Look at him go. All right, y'all. Before we wrap, make sure you're locked into this weekend. Canada's got a shot to qualify one man and one woman in skimo. You're like, Perdita, what is that? Skimo. It's short for ski mountaineering. Keep up. The newest sport to join the Winter Olympic Games program at the World Cup. So you do not want to miss that. Basically, they go up a mountain and they got to ski down or something like that. It's great. And of course, CBC Sports has you covered with all the action. Big air from Beijing at the 5th Snowboard World Cup and the Women's Alpine GS in Mont Tremblant. All right, tune in and don't miss a moment. I will be back next week if they allow it. I'll see you then.